Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well today. Well, I wanted to share this video because recently I was talking to a friend of mine, and she is having a hysterectomy done, and so it just kind of made me think about my own hysterectomy. And so, as some of you all know, on August of 2015, I was diagnosed with uterine cancer, and in October of 2015, I did have my uterus removed. So I had my hysterectomy, and and I just kind of wanted to share a little bit about my thought process and my emotional, my mental state at that time, because a surgery like this is difficult. It's not something that's very easy. Because it's a part of us that kind of makes us feel like this is what makes me a woman, and so yes, it made me feel less of a woman when I had this surgery. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough anymore, and during that time, I also was going um, through the separation, through the divorce. I mean, I didn't really know if I was going to stay with my husband or we were going to get divorced or what. I didn't know what was going to happen. And so, but there was a really big possibility of a divorce. And so then I started thinking, and I said, you know what? I'm like, who is going to want me after this? Who is going to want somebody like me who, cannot give them something that they would probably really want in their life? And so that's something that I was really battling with. And so I had to pray about it, and I was asking God to give me peace about it and to help me, because it was very hurtful. It was a very tough time in my life, and I remember just feeling the peace and just feeling like God was saying, like, He knows what's going on, and just feeling like, Veronica, like, you know I have it all under control. And so I did feel that. I felt like, you know what, that's true, that God already knows what I've been through. He already knows that I don't have, my uterus. And so I remember just coming to that terms, and to that state of peace where I just feel like, you know what, God, you're right, that you already know my situation. You already knew that this was going to happen in my life. Like, nothing is, a surprise to you. And so I believe that you will bring the right person into my life, that you will bring the right person. And I believe that He's not going to hold anything against me like that. And because I believe that you already know, and you will prepare my heart, and you will prepare His heart too. And so I think it just really came down to trust. And there came a time where I'm like, you know what, God, and if you really want me to have a child, even with this, I believe that with God, all things are possible. I really do believe that. So I said, you know what? And it really just came to my mind, and that gave me a lot of peace too. I said, if you really want me to have a child, then nothing will stop you. Nothing can stop God from doing what He really wants to do. And so even with that, I know that, after having a hysterectomy, having your uterus removed, is like, you're thinking, how can that be possible? And I'm like, well, you know what? With God, all things are possible. And I'm not trying to be wishful thinking here. I really just feel that in my spirit. And I said, you know what, God, you're right. I said, there is nothing impossible for you. And so God can do miracles. God can do anything. And so it's just really about just trusting God, that, you know what, my life is in His hands. And just believing that no matter what happens, that God can always do above and beyond whatever we can even dare to even think or imagine. And so I was like, you know what, God, you are so right. Like, you know what's going on in my life, and I just trust you, that you are sovereign, that you are good, and that you still have great plans for my life. And you know what, it really, like I said, it really did make me feel like less of a woman. And so then, God reminded me that, you know what, like that doesn't make you, a woman, or takes that away from you. Like, you're not less of a woman because you don't have that part of in your body anymore. There's still so much more that makes me a woman, like my personality, my character, you know, who he's made me, you know, and there's still so much purpose, and there's still so much more to live forward to. And but it did take a while, you know, to get through all of that. And I just want to encourage you that, you know, do not let something like this define you. Do not let it make you feel like you're less than, or that you're not good enough anymore. And I think it's really important for you to grieve, go through the grieving process, because it is a loss. If you were really looking forward to having children, you know, and all of a sudden you're being told that you cannot have children, you know, so you have to go through that grieving process. You have to allow yourself to cry. You have to allow yourself to mourn. And but I think you have to do it in a healthy way, because I think it's good for you to do that. It's okay for you to cry, it's okay for you to grieve, but it's not okay to stay there. And I'm not trying to be insensitive with that, but there has to come a point in your life where you allow yourself to move forward, you know, allow God to come in and to heal you from that, so that you can be able to move forward. Because like I said, it's okay to cry, it's okay to grieve, but it's not okay to stay there, because God has so much more. And it comes when you trust in God. You trust that there is so much more to live for. There's so many more things that God wants to do through your life. But if you're so stuck on something in the past, something that you cannot do anything about any longer, then you're just living in the past, that you're just living in something that really you have no control over anymore. And so but what we can do is have God heal our heart, and have him help us to move forward, and help us move beyond that. And then we will see how things will fall into place, and we will see God come into our lives and bring that healing, and bring that newness, that kind of like just feeling like, you know what, God, I can do it, you know, that strength in our life. And so it really just comes down to trust. Are you going to trust God, that he knows your heart, that he knows what you're going through, and just trust him that there is still something better in store for you, for your future? Because God's word says that he has great plans to prosper us, plans to give us a hope and a future. And so we need to take him at his word and believe that he does have something better in store for us. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, I know this is a really tough situation for a lot of you. And so just wanted to encourage you and to say, like, you know what, there's always hope at the end of everything. There's always hope. And that hope is Jesus Christ. And if you have Jesus in your life, then you can get through anything. It might take some time, but you will get through it. And so allow him, give him that brokenness, come before him, be vulnerable before him. Tell him how you're feeling. Tell him everything that's in your heart, and he will definitely hear you, and he will definitely bring that healing and that restoration in your heart and in your life, giving you the strength to keep moving forward. Be blessed, my brothers and sisters. I will talk to you again soon.